I'm only calling MrBeast out for one very simple fact. This hole is not dangerous at all. What's his fascination with death? I don't get it. And remember, no experience required. From a legal perspective, I mean, honestly, when you really think about it, well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, the DUI Guy Plus. Today, folks, we are going to be doing something very special and very unique, something that I have not done on this channel before. We are going to dive deep into MrBeast's latest video. Now, his video that was released just a couple of weeks ago is titled 7 Days Stranded in a Cave. Now, other than the fact that it's already clickbaity in and of itself, I did some digging and some background information has come to light about what this video is all about. So let's begin at the beginning. First of all, obviously MrBeast did not go into some random, unmanned, unexplored, no man has come before type of cave. This is an experience that anybody can do. This cave is located in New Zealand. It is called the Waitomo Adventures and Day Spa. So much for being stranded. The Lost World half-day adventure experience. Now, on their website, they promote that this is a rappel. It starts with a rappel. The abseil is what they call it. The rappel descent takes around 20 minutes of the total 4 hours required for this adventure. You can buy it for $350 US. I imagine per person. You slowly descend alongside an instructor through separate ropes provided. There's reassurance, information, and backup safety. So it's all done, it's all monitored. There is absolutely no gimmicks about this. Also, on their own YouTube channel, a video that they posted 13 years ago, they actually say that no experience or training is required for this adventure ahead of time. They simply need to give you whatever rundown they need to give you the day of. Not only that, on their own website, this adventure is literally described as great for first-time ascenders or abseilers. I mean, this is unbelievable stuff, folks. They claim that you are suspended like a very small thing on a very long string, but with the confidence and reassurance of your guide alongside the whole time, providing additional and immediate backup. The on-rope descent, like I said, takes about 20 minutes, and the underground river roars up from far below. It's like descending into the bowels of some prehistoric beast. Now let's watch MrBeast's video.
I don't normally do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave that runs over 5 kilometers deep into the earth. And whether we like it or not, as soon as my friends and I touch the ground, we are officially stranded here for the next 7 days.
First things first, we gotta get really far away from where we rappelled down. That's why we're going deep into the cave to set up base camp.
This cave entrance may be beautiful, but looks can be deceiving. We didn't know it yet, but the next 7 days will by far be the hardest of our entire lives. With the help of our survival guide Joel, we hung our hammocks.
This thin rope is what holds up my hammock.
Yep. Ate some dinner, and prepared for a very cold night one.
This part of the cave is 2.5 kilometers deep, and we're basically camping at the entrance.
Tomorrow, we have a lot of exploring.
How'd you guys sleep?
Horribly.
I didn't. It's a very perplexing environment.
I say we connect these tarps so we stay dry while we're sleeping.
That's literally genius.
I'm not just a YouTuber, okay? Mac and Carl went to see how dangerous this hole was for themselves.
For the record, this hole is not dangerous at all. Again, the embellishment is completely unnecessary. The dramatization of an adventure that beginners with no experience whatsoever can do is just astonishing. It's just mind-boggling. And you can tell that these kids did absolutely none of the work required to set up the tents and to drill the holes. It was all done by professionals. So I wouldn't really call it stranded in a cave. I would call it 7 days taken care of by some guides to protect you from the elements. That's how I would retitle the video. Because I don't think these young bucks did any of the work required to make sure that they're gonna be safe inside those hammocks and those tarps.
Why is there a sleeping bag over here?
Because it smelled like pee.
Ew.
And meanwhile, Mac and Carl were still in a hole.
Oh my God.
And eventually, they finally made it to the bottom.
We're supposed to be working on camp. We just wanted to show how dangerous camp was.
Just don't fall. It's a skill issue.
Oh, okay.
And even though they should have been on their way back, Carl and Mac insisted on seeing how deep they could go.
Again, it's not about how deep they can go. This is all part of the guide of the adventure. If you look on the website of the Waitomo Adventures and Day Spa, there's a Lost World half day and a Lost World all day adventure.
Hi, I'm Jill. I'm from the Northern Territory of Australia and I'm a nurse. Didn't initially think of caving as an adventure sport to do in New Zealand. We found out about this one because we were looking at the abseiling and the glowworms. There was so much more to it than we initially thought.
My name's David Royds. I'm a retired forensic scientist and I come from Canberra.
When you're standing on the platform, you're full of bravado and you think, nothing really worries me. You stand on that platform and look down, far out, it's a long way.
The feeling of being 100 metres below ground is quite weird and walks the line of scary, but also very, very, very cool.
It's a whole nother world, something I've never experienced before.
When you're over 60 years old and you still come across something that really presses your buttons and gets your adrenaline going and you get a blast out of it, crikey, it doesn't get any better than that.
This is straight from their website. This is the half-day, 4-hour Waitomo adventure. The Waitomo Mangapu cave system in New Zealand. That's all it is. It's a guided tour. Now let's look at the full day. An epic all-day adventure. This one is a little bit more expensive. It's about $520 US, and you rappel down the same 100 meters. So about 400 feet. And with this one, you wear a wetsuit. And there's a reason why you wear a wetsuit, because you're going to be going down into the waters that MrBeast and his friends traversed into.
My name's Mitch. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Starting off with the abseiling, you just knew it was going to be amazing from there.
I've heard of Waitomo before, but I've never thought about this sort of caving.
I'm MrBeast, I'm a teacher.
And remember, no experience required.
Hi, my name is MrBeast and I live about half an hour from Hamilton. I've only abseiled about once in my life and it was about down a 10-metre cliff. And then I heard I was abseiling down a 100-metre cliff.
For people of all ages, by the way, the half day, you have to be at least 10 years old for the half day. For the full day, the epic adventure, you have to be at least 15 years old. That's including those dangerous rapids that they were talking about.
Tell me, one of the nice things about it was I learned a lot about the people in the group because we had the opportunity to do that as well as just trek through the cave. I mean, it was just fascinating.
Recognize right there, those rocks are the same rocks where they set up their base camp in the MrBeast video.
I didn't know how being underground that far would be like either, so I think that was a great learning curve. There's always something different, you just sort of didn't know where to look.
It's very strange, but it's gorgeous.
Once I was actually brave enough to look down at the views, I thought, man, it's just got that sort of misty, spooky kind of atmosphere. It's out of this world, really. And I think, oh, you must be the first people to ever go there.
And there's one more video that they recorded 13 years ago. This is on their YouTube page.
It starts with a breathtaking abseil descent and then continues with an epic journey into the darkness of the cave system, following the path early explorers took many years ago. As with the 4-hour option, there is no training until right above the descent. Once we enter the cave mouth, it's all about immersing ourselves in this spectacular underground waterway.
They have a cameraman with them everywhere they go, so this is very, very safe and very, very well protected. And the cameraman is probably hired from the same company. Just a guess, of course. I have no confirmation or denial either way.
The epic is named because we do everything. A dramatic abseil down to a mist-filled canyon where we walk through the primeval landscape and clamber up and into the darkness. In the depths of the lost world, we wade through sculpted passages, duck under waterfalls, walk and swim upstream through swirling waterways. Highlights include optional challenges like jumping from the limestone walls into torchlit pools and massive canyons lit by thousands of glowworms. Wind down includes a hearty meal. We rate the Lost World epic 8 out of 10 on the Rambo scale.
Let's get back to the MrBeast video.
But little do these two know, this river actually runs throughout the entire cave, which means we'll be spending some time in it.
By the way, I'm also questioning at this moment and at this juncture, did a full day actually elapse? I mean, what would they be doing? They would literally just be sitting around doing absolutely nothing for a full day, because fixing the base camp probably took, I don't know, let's say even a couple of hours. But let's assume that they did actually sleep. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, because I have no way to disprove this theory. Let's keep watching.
See how deep in the cave we can make it. Now, keep in mind, we are still just at the beginning of this massive cave, and our goal is to make it all the way through it, without dying, of course. Oh my gosh, this is kind of steep.
Okay, so again, why the over-dramatization so we don't die? It seems like this cave system has existed for millennia, and the New Zealanders who run the operation have been exploring it with people time and time again, and I couldn't find any incidents myself, maybe you can find some, of injury or death. The embellishment just seems completely unnecessary.
I don't actually think I'm gonna fit. The interesting part about cave exploration is 1 second, you're barely fitting through cracks in the rocks.
Oh my god, this is so tight.
And then the next, you're in a massive
How do we get to day 3?
chamber, so big that in order to see it all, we had to do this.
Woo! Oh my god! I can actually see now.
So the stalagmites, all the rock face, that's actually kind of cool.
It says, yeah! It's so bright, I can't even look at it. I'm like getting blinded. Oh no!
And so we continued on.
Feel free, there's a really good handle up the top there.
One's died yet.
Again, what's his fascination with death? I don't get it.
Alright guys, this is where things get interesting.
From this point on, wetsuits, we're going for a swim. Yeah. Oh my god, this is insane!
Meeting wetsuits are the only way to not get hypothermia.
Once in a lifetime experience. It's because you die after you do it.
Death again. There seems to be some sort of theme here.
Cave, we have to hop in this river and fight the rapids through this tiny hole in the rock and carefully squeeze our way through.
Take your time, it will take your feet behind you a little bit. It's so cold! You got it, Jimmy. I don't know if I fit.
Jimmy, I need you to pull yourself up out of the water.
Hopping onto the rocks becomes incredibly hard.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
You got this!
So difficult. The worst part is, every inch we go this way is an inch we gotta go that way to get back to camp. Just straight up, if we didn't have Joel, I'd be dead. The water's too high and we've taken too long. We're gonna have to turn around for today and head back to camp. I disagree! You can't disagree with the safety expert. I disagree!
Okay, that seems very, very intentionally coordinated. The water is too high. I mean, he's smiling when he's saying it. Come on.
Sadly, we only made it 20% through the cave today. But mark my words, we will go the distance in a future day.
I doubt it. That's not gonna happen.
We might rest on day 4, and then on day 5, try to go all the way to the end of the cave and see what's there. As you can imagine, showering inside a cave isn't easy. We had to hike all the way back to where we rappelled in to safely reach the riverbed.
Who needs a hairdryer when you have a drone?
And after we dried off, we sat down with Joel to plan our journey. What is this, Joel?
This is the map of the cave. Last time, we had to stop because of the fast-moving water, but the rains have been slowing, so we might just get a window to reach the end by tomorrow.
Do you think we're gonna make it?
Whoa. Nah, let's not play that game. We're all gonna make it.
With tomorrow's plan thoroughly mapped out, we rested up and made feastable s'mores to regain our energy.
So allegedly they took another full day, another full rest day. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It seems a little... I'm a rock climber myself. I kind of can vaguely gauge how this whole adventure went down. I mean, so far, maybe they've been there for 2 days, maximum. I think this could all have been filmed, at least so far, in about 1 to 2 days. It doesn't take a whole lot to just pretend to be sleeping for a few minutes for purposes of filming, you know? Again, it could go either way.
Of my life. Because of our experience from day 3 and focusing less on filming, we were able to make progress way faster.
Just like the other day, bro.
And to ensure our best chance of survival, in addition to Joel, we brought another survival expert with us.
We're making much better time.
Yep, through we go.
By the way, where's that extra man? They said they brought an extra man with them, but he's not in the footage. We just saw him for a second. Is he the cameraman?
It's so dark down here. There's no bottom right now. My feet aren't touching the ground right now.
Because we couldn't reach the ground, this meant that if we let go now, we could get swept away by the strong current directly beneath us.
Joel, what do we do? I can't even see where I'm going. The current is taking me away. You got it. The water's recirculating, so if you fall in, it takes you to the bottom and it keeps you there.
If we fall, we would die.
Yeah. Okay, so death is on the table.
What's the fascination with the D word? I'm actually getting tired of hearing it.
Yep, correct. Oh, yeah. Woo! Caving, it's a lot harder
It seems like he basically took a one-day adventure and he extended it to at least maybe a second day or something like that at this juncture. We're 12 minutes into the video.
You tell how strong this river is because it created this entire cave.
And fun fact, we're not as strong as a cave.
I'm barely as strong as a human.
Well, and just to prove how much of an expert he is, this man literally flexed on us by jumping off a cliff. Oh my God.
If you saw the previous videos of complete amateurs who have zero experience doing this exact same thing, this was not a flex. This is apparently a well-known dive spot for people who get to experience this adventure.
Who else is a bit crazy? Surely one of you guys are keen? I'm crazy! I'm gonna do that. What are you talking about? I'm doing it right now, baby. Let's go!
The water, you cannot see them, so watch your step.
Oh my God, it's getting deep again. I can't, I need to put my feet on.
It seems like with every step we took,
Oh, bro, I can't see anything. This is terrifying.
the cave became darker, tighter, and ruthless enough that we began to question if we could even get to the finish line.
If you can't get to the finish line where amateurs before you have successfully completed it, I mean, come on, bro.
Dude, this does not look like it's Earth.
All of the lights you see here are actually created by tiny bioluminescent glowworms.
That kind of looks like the Milky Way galaxy. Wow.
You can see those same glowworms here in Kentucky if you go do the adventure of kayaking in a cave. It's actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's really, really cool. They're bioluminescent, which is very, very rare to see. They're living, breathing organisms.
At this moment, this view, honestly, made that trek worth it.
Go all the way back to base camp.
Day 6, they're not back, and I'm exhausted. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep though, just worried with them being gone so long.
This whole journey took so long, we crossed into day 6 before reaching camp.
Crossed into day 6 before reaching camp? Okay, I find that very, very hard to believe. First of all, when did you stop to eat? And secondly, where were your food supplies in the first place? And how were you gone so long? This adventure that is supposed to be done in one day, according to their website, it took you past midnight to get back. I'm just, and you're saying you came back faster because you're going with the current rather than against it. It just doesn't add up.
What's up, guys? I was starting to get worried.
Happy day 6.
Day 6, let's go.
All we had energy to do was thaw out by the fire and finally eat some food. That was a very adventurous day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You would have to burn so much energy. I mean, think about how many hours they had to have been there. Over at least 16 hours they would have been gone. It doesn't make any sense. An adventure that could be done in a full day. Even coming back, okay, fine. You still need to make a stop for food. You need to make a stop for rest. None of that is mentioned here. They either skipped that part or they never went back to base camp. That makes no sense. And if they did, they skipped the part where they actually stopped for food. Because you'd be burning so much energy going through those rapids. Anybody who has any experience rock climbing or caving or mountaineering, you know what I'm talking about. And again, I have experience rock climbing. I'm not saying I'm an expert in caving by any stretch of the imagination, but I have an idea of how many calories your body is going to have to burn and how many calories you're going to have to reinsert into the body in order to be able to do activities such as these. So I'm not buying it.
Despite being physically obliterated from our excruciatingly long hike, no matter what I did, I was really struggling to fall asleep. I spent 7 days in solitary confinement, 7 days buried alive, 7 days on a raft, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this is harder than all of those. You're constantly soggy and cold. I just keep hitting my body on these hard rocks and it hurts. From conquering rapids 300 feet underground. For me and the boys laughing in our hammocks, all the misery is worth it. Because when you're in good company,
Let's make whale noises.
this wet, cold, rocky, miserable cave can easily transform into the most beautiful trip of our lives.
We cannot leave until everything is picked up. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Let's get out of here. And after our journey back to the mouth of the cave,
Oh, it looks so good up there.
we had one more surprise for Joel.
And before we head out, Joel, as a show of gratitude, we got you 50,000 New Zealand dollars. So it's 10 grand for every human you didn't let die.
Oh gosh, thanks so much, Jim.
We love you, Joel! And now that we got that out the way, let's leave. Woo! After 7 long days, we're finally leaving!
what's left to say? How many days do I think they've been in that cave based on the video that I just watched and based on the way that the adventure is designed to be made? 2 maximum. Possibly even this was all shot in 1 day. This adventure is meant to be done in 1 day. Setting up a base camp and making it look like you spent 7 days there is not difficult, using camera work and sleeping shots, extended sleeping shots or pretend sleeping shots. So again, I'm only calling MrBeast out for one very simple fact. First of all, he recorded a video of an adventure that is already pre-existing, that has a set fee, a set price. He's not going into some unexplored, unmanned, abandoned, or stranded in a cave. He's literally chilling in a cave that is set up by mountaineers setting everything up for him, the hammocks, etc. They make it look very dangerous. It's much less dangerous than it is, since you don't even need any experience or training in order to be able to accomplish everything that they have been doing. It's very possible this was all shot in 1 single day. And that's it. There's no way that he spent 7 days in there. That's basically what I'm calling the video out for. And so, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this breakdown. From a legal perspective, I mean, honestly, when you really think about it, he hasn't violated any laws. He hasn't broken any laws. He simply embellished the actual adventure that he did. Is that wrong? Not really. It's entertaining. I mean, people watched it. They probably think it's fun. They probably think it's interesting. I watched it and I went, hold on a second. I have so many questions. I have so many unanswered questions in my head as I'm watching it. I just wanted to break it down for you all. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree. If you like MrBeast's content, hey, keep watching him. It is what it is, you know? But I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents, first of all, as a rock climber, secondly, as a lawyer, and thirdly, as a commentator, because when I watched this video for the first time, just something rubbed me the wrong way. Something just did not add up, and I wanted to make a video on it. See you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.